Hey everyone, it's Vanessa. I wanted to pop on and show you one of my favorite summertime recipes. So tonight I'm going to be making a vegetable ribbon pasta, and seriously, if you are a zucchini lover or if you have an abundance of zucchini in your garden or your neighbor's garden, you're like, what am I going to do with all of these? This is a recipe that your entire family is going to love. So I got most of the things ready so we can zip right along with this. But what we're going to be making is the dish in our rock crock. Now, the recipe, so if you find it online, actually calls for the everyday rock crock. I actually prefer to use the Dutch oven. It's a little bit deeper. This is our 4-quart. The 2.5-quart is our everyday, so it comes to about here. So I like to have plenty of room in here. That way, if I can add extra noodles, I'm totally going to do it. So if you're not familiar with our rock crocks, you need to get one. This is the most versatile piece ever known to man, okay? So it goes inside your microwave, on your stovetop, in the oven, under the broiler, goes on the grill without the lid. It also comes, you can purchase it with a slow cooker stand, and then for super easy cleanup, you pop it right in the dishwasher, so it goes everywhere. You can also freeze it if you wanted to make like some Cold Stone ice cream. You could do that right inside here. Seriously, the list is endless. I wouldn't recommend freezing other foods in here because you're going to want to be using it all the time, and that's simply not going to work. So what we're going to do to get this started, if I can figure out how to turn my stove on. So I'm just going to turn the stove on here, and I'm going to get that warmed up, and I have bacon already cut up. So you'll see that on the recipe it calls for turkey bacon with some oil. I am not really a huge fan of the turkey bacon, so I'm omitting the oil and just using regular bacon. So I'll get a little bit of that bacon grease, but yum, right? So I'm getting this all warmed up. I'm just going to pop this right inside here, and honestly, I used my kitchen shears to cut all of it up. Super easy peasy. I just held it in my hand, just snip, snip, snip. These things are fantastic. If you don't have them, they are good for cutting everything. So they cut through chicken bones, they cut through, seriously, like anything that you could need to. I know some people were buying a set for in their kitchen and then also a set for in their garage because they go through nuts, bolts, wires, everything. We used to have pruning shears too, but I know people were taking down trees or small bushes with them. So seriously, like everything, okay? So they will not disappoint you. Let me just break this up really quick. I'm going to get the bacon cooking. We're going to do everything right in this pan, so it's super easy peasy. You're not dirtying too many dishes, and you're all set. So while that's baking or cooking up, I'm going to show you the part that we're going to do next. So I actually have basil growing in my garden, so I just tore off about a 1/4 cup of basil leaves. So if you don't have fresh basil at your home, you gotta do it. You're gonna save so much money. You can keep it right inside the windowsill of your kitchen, or you can grow it outside, or just put it in a pot somewhere. So I love the way that it smells. I love the way that it tastes. I put it in. Okay? So I'm just gonna pump this up quick. This is our manual food processor. If you've not seen this before, it's fantastic. It comes with 3 pieces. Just the lid comes with the blade that pops out, and then the bottom that has a non-stick. And you can make everything in this. You can do smoothies, baby food. You can make salsas, guacamole, egg salad, any kind of salad that you can think of. Of course, like bruschettas, different things like that. If you need to hide ingredients from your family, do that too. This is great for onions and other sorts of things that they might not like because they know that they're there. If they don't know, then you're good to go. Okay, so let me just pump this a little bit more. I want to make sure that these are cut up nice and good. Okay, so I've got my basil cut down. And now what we're going to do is add some cream cheese. So it's about 3 ounces of cream cheese. I softened it up in the microwave for about 10-15 seconds, something like that. So I'm going to drop this in here too. These are easy read measuring cups. Seriously, if you don't have these, you're missing out. They're so handy because you can see them just from, I don't know if you can see, but you can see them just from back there. So you don't even have to be eye level with the counter. You don't have to lift them up or anything. I use these for practically everything. They're just so versatile. So let me just scrape the rest of this right inside here. And now I cheated. The store didn't have any fresh Parmesan, so I got it in a bag. So I measured out 2 ounces of fresh Parmesan. So I'm going to put it in here. Folks, you want to be shredding your own, but sometimes you don't have a choice. So put that in there. I'm also going to measure out about 2 tablespoons of the garlic and herb rub. So quick trick if you are not aware of this, inside the lid where there are 2 threads there, you're going to go to the bottom thread, and that's about 1 tablespoon. So if you hate doing dishes as much as I do, use that simple little trick. It's a lifesaver. I do a lot of freezer meal workshops, and it just would be a nightmare to have to go through all those and use different measuring spoons all the time, so just put them all right like that. So I'm going to see if I have this down there far enough. I'm just going to mix all those things right in here together and give my bacon a little bit of a twist here. And give that a spin. That's still cooking. It smells amazing. I mean, who doesn't love bacon in practically everything, right? So I'm going to mix this up a little bit more. And if you don't have any of our scrapers, seriously, they don't stain. They last forever. And sometimes if you play your cards right, this is the guest special, so you can snag one of them when you spend $75 or more. So let me just give this another few pumps. Just make sure all of that is mixed up in here nice and good together. And I'll probably just use my spoon to finish that up. And now what we're going to do is we're going to open up some cannellini beans. So if I notice some people have the smooth edge can opener, they're white, mine's just blue, but they're not sure how to use it. Seriously, this is so easy. So let me just show you, okay? So the smooth edge can opener, you're really just going to kind of just put it right along the side. You're not going to put it up like that or do anything weird. You're just going to kind of push it right there. So when you have it all attached, you just turn, 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 and make sure that you go all the way around. It's not going to look like it's cutting, but it actually is. So let me just go all the way around, and you can kind of tell. It feels like it loosened up, but you can't see really by looking at it. There's a slight line, but if your eyes are bad, you're not going to be able to notice. So once you've gone all the way around, just turn the opposite direction, so you can turn either way. It's totally cool. And then you're going to take this little trigger, and when you push the trigger, those teeth move. So just push it and pull up on the side here, and it pulls right off. So easy peasy. So I'll put that right there. And then we have the Easy Read colander. So if you eat a lot of tuna, you need to get one of these, because you know how when you open it up and sometimes you press the lid down into it and all those gross bacteria and everything else goes into your tuna. So this was actually made so that if you take the lid completely off, like with our smooth edge can opener, you can fit this right inside your tuna lid and then flip it over, and all the juices are going to come out the top then, like that. Okay, so there's your quick tip for the day. But I'm going to, my cannellini beans, well, I'm just going to dump these through here and drain them off. Let me give this a quick rinse. Okay, so I have that. They're going to just sit here and rinse a little bit. If I am lucky, they're not going to fall. And now what we're going to do, let me give these another spin. Bacon is looking good. So the bacon should be in here for about, I would say, about 7 minutes. So that is just about, it's getting there, but it's not quite yet. Okay? So we'll do that. And now what I'm going to pull out is our veggie spiralizer. So this is fantastic. If you're trying to cut out carbs, eat healthier, slip some veggies into your kids' diet, this is the way to go. So right now I don't have a blade in. So when you don't have a blade in, it's going to give you ribbon noodles. And I already have some that are started up. So if you go to the fair or a carnival and they serve the cactus taters, you can make a whole batch of those, like what you would pay $5 or $7 or something crazy for at the fair. You can make them out of one potato, and it's going to be such a snap. You'll be like, I'm going to start selling these myself. So you can do that. It also comes with this protector that has another set of blades right inside here. So we have the thin spaghetti, and then on this side is the fettuccine blade. So just depending on what you are hungry for or the size just determines whatever blade that you're going to use. I personally usually use the fettuccine blade the most. I just kind of like it. So you can use this for any kind of veggies. You can do this for sweet potatoes or your regular potatoes or zucchinis, or you can use them for onions even. I have done it for apples. Just take the core out first and do them like that. It makes for a nice, yummy sweet. You can also do it on green peppers. So really the list is just dependent upon you and what you want to flavor your food like. But it's a great way to sneak food into your kids. I'm just saying. Okay, so that is going. So what we're going to do here, oh, and when you slide that in, you just slide the little blade right into the back and tighten it up. So you're probably thinking, how is that to clean, right? So look at that. The bottom comes off, you clean it from underneath. Super easy peasy. This top portion, oh, and there are arrows to line it up and make sure you're good to go. This top portion all unscrews too, so you can clean this really great. So this recipe calls for 3 zucchinis. I'm not sure if I'm going to fit that much in here, but you do have to be aware when you're cutting these down that the pieces are not too big, because if they are too tall, it's not going to fit inside the spiralizer, and then you'll be like, have to cut it again. Okay, so let me give this another spin here. Sorry, I don't want to like catch a fire, and I'm afraid to turn the fan on because then it'll be too loud. Okay, so here's the trick. So when you stick it in here, and let me back it up a little bit so you can see. When you stick it in here, there's the little prong on the bottom, but the important part is that you push down hard on the top. When you push down hard on the top, those teeth here are going to catch hold, and it's going to work better. So when you start, spinning, actually I'll turn it like this so you can watch. When you start spinning, it starts spitting out the back here. And you can do it super fast. So if you've had a rough day, this is a great way to burn off some anger issues. You can trim them down if you want. I think it's kind of fun to do like a Lady and Tramp and just kind of slurp it in. So if you want to try that, you totally can. Now you'll see that this is not going to go all the way down. So you always have a teeny little bit of a, I don't know, leftover. I just quarter that and throw it in here too. So I'll cook the whole thing right at once. So I think my bacon is just about done, and I'll finish up the rest of this zucchini. So I'm curious, for those of you who have zucchini at home, what are some of your recipes that you're making? I love to try lots of different things. I have done stuffed zucchinis before, like zucchini boat. Oops, coming out the wrong side. You can try anything with them. I like just to roast them too and throw them in with my different meats and stuff. Okay, so let me do that. Whip these right through. See, it goes through really, really fast, so you can't beat this. And I just have one more piece I'm going to throw in here. And this makes a ton of spaghetti. So think about, or not spaghetti, all these noodles. So think about what you would be saving making everything at home, okay? And seriously, I've eaten like this entire batch by myself before. So if my kids like throw a fit about not liking it, hot dog, because I'll eat the whole thing myself. So we'll just throw this all right inside there. And this is one of those recipes that actually tastes better like the second day anyways, if there actually are recipes or leftovers, because like I said, I could eat the whole thing. So just throw those right in there. Let me get this out of the way. Okay. Whew. Have my micro grips here. These are great if you don't have them. They fit right onto the side of your stones, your rock crock, any of those goodies, and it just fits right on the side there. So you don't have to worry about your mitts like flopping into your food and creating a mess. Okay, so let me just check here. I want to make sure I have the right things. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do, and I do have a little bit of grease in here, and I'm totally fine with that because who doesn't love bacon grease, right? So you're not really going to have any grease at all, and for those of you who have seen me cook in person, you know that I have a hard time paying attention and stuff like that. So with the turkey bacon, you really have to pay attention. The real bacon, not so much. So you're a lot safer with this route. So what I'm going to do now is just put... I seem to have lost something. Oh, here it is. Okay, so I'm just going to scrape this cream cheese mixture right inside here. And I'm going to twirl it up a little bit. Make sure everything's mixed around nice and good. Alright. Hopefully you can see me there. Okay. Dropped one, so we'll just give that a scrape. I would like tip this so that you can see it, but I'm a little afraid of burning my hands. And like I said, I forget to pay attention sometimes, so definitely don't want to try that. So now I'm going to put the cannellini beans right inside there and give this a twist. And really, if you want to make this a little bit of a bigger portion size, it's no worries at all. Just throw some extra of those items in and you're totally set. Like I said, I have extra of the zucchini here because I want it to last a little bit longer. I do have a spare zucchini, so who knows, maybe I'll even make an extra batch of this up later on this week. Okay, so we have all of this in here, and the cream cheese mixture is starting to soften a little bit, so that's going to make it a nice yummalicious like coating for the rest of the beans and the noodles. Okay, so we've got that, and now we're going to pour all of these in. So this is the stainless mesh colander set. Love them, love them, love them. Everybody needs to have a top grade colander set in their house. I had been using the ones from the dollar store. You know, you can never get them clean. They're always a little bit weird. So these are my favorite. Okay, so let me flip this over. We're just going to give them a little bit of a mix here. Get everything right on top. And also, like, this is a great recipe if you don't want to heat up your house. Now, I did cook this on top of the stove. Technically, you can get the pre-cooked bacon and do it that way, and then you don't even have to worry about doing it. So just pop them in the microwave for a little bit. So honestly, even if you're out of a kitchen for a while, maybe you're remodeling or doing anything like that, you can totally just make this in the microwave and you'll be good to go. So do you see why I'm using this pan, this one, and not the everyday? Because look how full this is, right? So I would say that this would feed an army, but really I just know it would feed Vanessa. So, but if you're a regular person, this would feed your family, so you'll be good to go. Okay, so I just mixed this up a little bit. I am going to put this in the microwave for about 5 to 7 minutes. That's it. Okay, so this is one of those recipes you can whip up when you get home from work, and it takes no time at all. So I'm going to put the lid right on here, throw this in the microwave for about 5 to 7 minutes. I'm going to share the recipe with you later, but if you have any questions, I'd love to hear them. So with that, you have a great day, and I'll post a picture of the end result then. Bye.